Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to 8-Bit Chazzy, the segment on this channel where I review the games that I play, usually after giving you guys a very long and fun playlist filled with gameplays of the same. And today I'm going to be talking about Jurassic World Evolution. You know, in case you guys have missed it, I'm going to leave a link to the playlist up here. I've played through the game. I've shown you guys some of the parks that I have in different islands, and I've created a park from scratch on Isla Nublar, and it's been a lot of fun. And this game isn't exactly exciting, you know, for people who aren't really too big a fan of dinosaurs. In case you guys missed my last series of vlogs talking about the topic, I'm very partial to dinosaurs. You know, I used to love them when I was a kid. I did talk about that recently as well. And today I enjoy them. I enjoy them to a certain degree that allows me to consume media content, you know, related to them. And I still feel the nostalgia from back in the day, you know. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the game. You know, I'm going to get into a few little minor details. I have done only 6 gameplays for now, but I do intend to come back in the future, maybe do some challenges. It is a game that you know, thanks to the challenge mode and sandbox and DLC, there's a lot of stuff, you know, to keep doing, but I wanted to give you guys the base gameplays for now. But anyway, so regarding the game, now I think that it's a very, very good spiritual successor to Jurassic Park Genesis back on the PS2. In case you guys have never seen it, it's a game where you essentially create a park and put dinosaurs in it, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon, those old games, you know. And the theme was around the Jurassic Park movies. Up until then, we have had the 3 movies, you know. So all of the dinosaurs, the themes, the park, it was based around Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, you know. And it was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing it on the PS2. I spent hours playing it. I gave myself some cheat codes to get more cash and stuff, and you know, take away storms, which were very annoying, you know, at least in my opinion. The hell is that smell? Did somebody set fire somewhere? I smell smoke. Anyway, so I think it was a lot of fun to build a park and put dinosaurs inside, and sometimes take it seriously, other times just wait for the chaos to happen, you know. I'll never forget the first time that a tornado blew through my island and I lost a lot of dinosaurs and facilities. And the graphics were very lackluster back then if you look back on it today, but at the time they were unprecedented, you know. It was really impressive how the game handled how the dinosaurs looked and this and that, so I honestly thought it was really cool. I thought it was awesome the way that the game handled itself, and quite frankly, I could still play today and have fun. But Jurassic World Evolution is obviously much more superior because it takes the whole entire franchise up until now, the previous 3 movies and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So it's kind of like a mishmash of all the different eras, and it was really cool to put the dinosaurs in there with such amazing graphics. There were a few things. I do have a few nitpicky bones to pick, like how the animations were a little wonky, like how certain people, when the shelters open, the doors stay closed and people phase through the doors. You know, those little tiny details that I can't really stand too much. But then again, if it was a game made for the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, I'm sure they would have invested much more in the graphics department, you know, the realism factor. But I still think the game has a lot of replayability. It has a very high replayability factor because I want to keep coming back more and more to keep getting achievements, you know, some of which are very challenging. And I think that it's a very good it's a good use of energy, you could say, you know. I really enjoy playing the game a lot, and I can still play it today and have a lot of fun, you know, which is why I did so many gameplays. There was one which was about 30 minutes long, man. That was painful. God, I wasn't expecting it to be so robust. Now, the way that the game works is that it puts you in a simulated controlled environment where you can sort of have different ways to create your park and put your dinosaurs inside. You can genetically modify them to give them better traits and genes, you know. You can research different projects, you know, like for the guests, you know, and amenities, and also dinosaur DNA itself, you know. The game is really massive, you know, and I think it's impossible to truly ever really finish it because you can go back and recreate parks in any way you want with different species, you know, following different rules. And it's really nice because each dinosaur, every individual dinosaur has its own little set of rules, you know, the things that make it happy and stressed and satisfied and dissatisfied, you know. So I think it's really fun to explore that, you know, and try to kind of analyze and study how each dinosaur behaves and how it can be better or worse for itself, you know. Like, for example, you're not going to put a velociraptor in the same cage with a Deinonychus, you know, another kind of raptor, or a Triceratops with a Ceratops, you know. They're going to fight, and you can't overcrowd, you know. You can't put too many species because each one has a threshold for population, you know. You can put a lot of different herbivores in one pen, they're going to get along famously, but then you put a bunch of carnivores in a pen, you know, you're going to have a problem. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Spinosaurus, the Indominus Rex, you know, certain dinosaurs, even the Indoraptor, which is much smaller, they prefer to be by themselves in one pen, because if you put too many large carnivores in the same pen. They are going to fight to the death, you know. It's actually very entertaining to see. One of my gameplays, I actually put a Rex in a pen to see what would happen, you know, if they duped it out. And it was pretty interesting. It's very exhilarating, especially for me having played the Jurassic Park Genesis game back on the PS2. It represents a lot of nostalgia to me specifically, you know, so I think it's really cool. It was kind of like a callback to that original game. And there are many different things you can do. You can have you can request contracts from different factions, so you can amp up your entertainment wing and also your security branch and your science division thing. There's so many different things you can do, and because there's always the challenge for you to get 5 stars in each island in the island chain of Los Cinco Muertes, you never really truly finish playing the game. And it starts to get frustrating, of course, because the requirements start to get harder and harder, and at one point it's really difficult to get everything in the certain way to give you 5 stars, you know, but I still enjoy the challenge. I still think it's really entertaining, and the game to me can be replayed over and over again, you know, and I'm always discovering new species. I actually unlocked all 44 dinosaur genomes in the game, and I'm still working on getting all of them to 100, you know. And if you've ever played the game, you know that organization is a very key factor in you keeping everything in line, you know, keeping everything in check. Because if your park suffers from, you know, bad organization, you know, you don't have enough security and you don't follow the regulations for each dinosaur, if you just play the game in any way like it's Grand Theft Auto, you're gonna have a really hard time, you know. Unless, of course, you're a sadistic psychopath who actually enjoys letting the carnivores loose and eating people, you know. It used to be fun for me back in the original PS2 game, but when I got older, I kind of took the game a little more seriously, so now I actually play to get achievements and make everything be okay. There was an instance back in a gameplay of mine where the raptors got out, you know, they escaped and they started attacking, eating my guests, so I had to do some damage control, you know, and it was tough. My stars went down, my ratings, and I was actually really sad, even though it was pretty good for a YouTube video. It was very entertaining for YouTube, you know, that's one thing that I can't deny, so you guys really got something good to see there. Now, the attention to detail and the realism, I think, is really nice, because as you see the dinosaurs mature and grow, and these things are like, they are just artificial AI. They are just AI creatures in a video game, but they still move so unpredictably, you know, they have different patterns, you know, everything is randomized, so you never really truly know what a dinosaur is gonna do, you know, and it's really cool because sometimes it will be okay, but then it will suddenly start panicking, and then it will start trying to attack the fence to get out, you know, and you know, even herbivores are dangerous to guests, because a stegosaurus, for example, might rampage around an island and then it's gonna, you know, knock over guests and stamp on them, you know. There could be a dinosaur stampede. The carnivores are even more obvious, you know, if a velociraptor gets out, it's gonna kill and eat until it gets bored. Tyrannosaurus, same thing, you know. So you have to really be careful of the big carnivores, you know, because the big boys, they like to play, you know. And if you're a fan of the Jurassic World movies, you know, the whole franchise in general, you know, I did talk about that some time ago, if the Jurassic Park movie should have been rated R. I think they should have. So I think it's really cool because, like, it's a way for you to put yourself in the game and, like, try to be John Hammond. Actually, John Hammond has been dead for a while, huh? Try to beat Engine, you know, Simon Masrani, even though he's dead too at this point in the timeline, you know. So I think it's really cool for you to put yourself in the shoes of these big corporate managers and try to create a park that's successful, you know. And of course there are a few challenges, you know, it's not always going to be perfect, but at the same time, I think the game really compensates your efforts, you know. It's really satisfactory to me to manage my finances and see my money skyrocketing, and sometimes it's frustrating to see the money going down because I'm not investing in the right areas, you know. So, and as you put more dinosaurs in the park, your profits go up and up and up, you know, so that's kind of how it works. Some dinosaurs are very expensive, like the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor, but once you get them in the park, it's a very good return on investment. It's a game that teaches me a lot of good lessons about finances, you know, so it's been helping me even manage my money in real life too. Look at that. A video game about putting dinosaurs on a tropical island, you know, helps me to manage my money in real life. Go figure. But anyway, what else can I say? I think the variation of species was really good. You know, they had some dinosaurs that weren't even in the movies, like, for example, the Giganotosaurus. You know, I also don't think the Sinoceratops was there, the Nodosaurus. You know, a lot of dinos that weren't even in the films, but it was still really fun to have them, you know. So I think that 44, of course there have been so many more different species of dinosaurs than just 44, but I think it's a good variety for the game. It would be cool if they ever patch it up and give it a DLC where you can also have a water tank and put the Mosasaurus in there. You know, that would be really nice. I see a lot of people on the internet clamoring for this. They really want that giant aquatic creature, and I would too. I think it'd be nice to have the Mosasaurus. You know, it'd be really nice to try to. There is actually a DLC where you can have a bird cage and put pterosaurs in there, you know, but I guess it wasn't really well received. They just kind of sit there. They don't really move around too much. There's also a DLC where you can go back to the original Jurassic Park and try to fix it, you know, make things the way where I'm definitely gonna download and play that later. But anyway, guys, I think that's it, really. I think that's all I can say. It's a very short review. My reviews have been getting shorter and shorter. It's kind of to compensate for my gameplays being so long, you know, so many different ones. I do these game reviews a little different than my movie and TV reviews. I don't ever put any clips of the games here because you guys already have them to see on my channel, the full gameplay. So these are usually very short and sweet. I just want to say what I thought about the game, you know. Usually the more gameplays, the longer the review, you know. It kind of depends a lot on what I have to say about the game. But I think this one is pretty okay. I'm pretty satisfied. If you guys happen to like the game, drop a comment letting me know. If you haven't, do the same, you know. And if you still haven't, please go play the game. It's definitely worth your time, even if you're not a fan of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. If you like dinosaurs in general, even just a little bit, this is definitely the game for you. So go check it out. I love this little wallpaper of mine. You know, the nice little dramatic thing with the T-Rex and the Ranger copter. Very nice. So that's it, guys. You know, I'm just gonna head out for now and go record some more stuff, okay? This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.